Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to look at TEQ VEGITO Blue with his EZA in the BROLY Red Zone event. So obviously this is the one that we know he's probably going to be best suited to, right, because he has type advantage over the final phase. Hopefully we can get a decent amount of time to build up throughout the run for him. But as always, with any of the events that we've been using him in, it is going to rely quite a bit on RNG. I think my overall, I've seen a couple of you guys saying in the comments your thoughts on him after some of the videos that we've done so far. And I do agree, I think when he reaches some of his upper, peaks, which I guess technically he has no upper limit, right? As long as the event keeps going, he can keep stacking, but realistically against some of these tougher events he does build up quite slowly. Now obviously, as we've talked about in his initial showcase, he starts off with 0% attack, in his passive. He has no attack from his passive at all. He raises attack and defense on super, and then obviously he gets 20% extra attack with each attack performed, up to 200. So once he's built up, obviously that's a pretty significant amount, but we're used to seeing these TUR EZAs, especially Dokkan Fest exclusives, getting a pretty decent amount of attack. So I think one of the big surprises for a lot of people with this guy is seeing him on turn 1 doing a 1 million attack stat or something, because obviously he's not built up at all. He's getting no attack whatsoever from his passive until he starts that build up. So obviously from turn 1 he's not a super impressive looking unit offensively, but it jumps up very quickly because obviously each attack gives him that 20% as well as the super attack raise. So you can see if you do get the good RNG where he does 3 or even 4 supers in one turn, you can see the significant increase in each attack stat, right? So we get 1.7 on the first super here. Are we just going to get a ton of normal attacks? Oh no. Vegito Blue, why? And we don't get the hidden potential either. Amazing. So that means in the first phase against Broly, if you get the worst possible RNG, he's taking 10k from normal attacks. Not really ideal, right? 410 from the super. So we're actually honestly lucky we didn't die against the first phase. So I feel like the more I use this Vegito Blue against some of the tougher bosses, the more I don't like him in terms of, especially in terms of his reliability. Because turns like that, very, very bad, right? The fact that we lost so much health that early on. Alright, so we'll probably, we should finish him off this turn. So I'll grab a bunch of the same type orbs here. Bit disappointing. Obviously against Broly, ideally you don't want to use your items until you get to the AoE phase, if at all, right? On this team we do have a few decent units that could live through an AoE during that phase, but at this rate, TEQ VEGITO Blue definitely is not going to be one of them. So Margin and Vegeta coming in to take him out. Now we're into the tech phase where we can't seal or stun, so we need to, Vegito Blue needs to actually put in some work. Because this is the thing, right? Against Broly, especially with a powerful team, you're not exactly going to have that many turns to get all the build-up that you need, right? So Vegito Blue definitely going to have to put in some work here. So we'll do this, and then we'll grab these. Now we do have the revival condition up for this turn. So if we do get very unlucky, we can at least get the revival here. Obviously, because the condition is up, it means Goku has no guard. So there is a potential, even if Vegito Blue does well on this turn, Carnival Goku could eat the super in slot 3, die, but then we get the revive, so, it's fine. I guess one strategy, which I guess you have no real control over it, right, because a lot of it's going to depend on super attack placement, but one strategy when you have Carnival Goku on the team is to try and get to the first part of the AoE phase with the revival up. Right, because then you're going to get AoE'd, die, revive. Hopefully not in slot 1, right, so you can actually do some damage before you get taken out. But that would be, I guess, depending on our HP level as we carry on through, we might be able to do that. Watch me say that, now he's going to super attack Carnival Goku. So, but yeah, we managed to get one additional super from Vegito Blue. So that means he's only super attacked 3 times, and he's attacked what? He got 4 attacks on that turn because the super was the hidden potential. So he's attacked 7 times in total. Now on the next turn, that means he's guaranteed to get his full build up in terms of attack, because he needs to attack 10 times in total. So he will attack guaranteed 3 more times on the next turn. It just comes down to whether or not those hidden potential, the passive attacks, are going to convert into supers. Because he gets 2 guaranteed extra attacks, but each one only has a 30% chance of converting into a super. Personally, I think that is too low. They literally could have given him high chance for both of those supers, and it wouldn't suddenly make him like, you know, oh my god, mega busted, he's the best EZA in the game now. Like, I think they quite easily could have done that. And he would be in a much better place now, because personally, as I say, the more I use him, the more disappointed I think I am with his overall performance. So we'll see what happens when we get to the final phase. Now, if you get the good RNG and he's getting like 3 or maybe even that 4th super every single turn, I wonder if he would be able to survive the super attack from AGL Broly. I imagine with that much stacking he probably would, right? But in a run like this, where we are not getting the good luck overall with the stacking, I imagine it's probably not going to go that way, right? Now, he should tank the normal attacks for double digits, and obviously in part that is going to be down to the fact that he just has type advantage. But it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So we are obviously going to go ahead and use the item here. Now, can we actually get a super attack? If I do this, just connect the reds, right? No, okay. Well, I don't want to float him off rotation, but I guess in that case, there's no real point to get all of that key. This is the other downside to this guy, right? A lot of the teams that you want to run him on, Fused Fighter is a key link that could be good, but not so much on this build, or at least with some of the better units. And then Over in a Flash is his key link, so a little bit disappointing. I think I am just going to have to go for the double Whis strategy here. So since we are double Whising, there's no point transforming the gods. We might as well get extra stacks with them, although it's not like we can get a huge amount. Yeah, I think I know it is a thing for like Vegito Blues, but him having prepared for battle over in a flash would have been certainly much more convenient. Because obviously on a team with a bunch of other fusions, it doesn't matter as much because you can get Fused Fighter. But yeah, a little bit disappointing for him, considering that like he gets the 200% leader skill from Vegeta and Trunks, but outside of God Goku, there's not exactly a ton of units on this team that have Over in a Flash that are really good. Martian Vegeta obviously does, and he's another unit that we essentially now have floating in that 3rd spot. So you do Martian Vegeta is a good pick for the team anyway, but I think he kind of has added value on the build if you are using Vegito Blue, because normally you wouldn't want to float off Tech God Goku because he's one of the better defensive units, right? Like if I'm using him, it's because I'm using him in an event where he's fighting a Pure Saiyan or a movie boss, so he's getting that damage reduction and everything. So not usual that you'd want to have him floating off rotation, but because Vegeta and Trunks pretty much have to be in slot 1, he is a unit that obviously can end up getting floated, and then he does help out the Vegito Blue if he's in slot 3. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the active skill here, because obviously I would like the AoE phase to be over and done with as quickly as possible, especially because we have the double Whis. We're using the double Whis strategy, so obviously we only have these 2 turns in which we have that extra damage reduction, so need to get him finished off here. Of course, the AoE's in slot 1, okay. Fortunately, this is a good turn, even if we didn't have the Whis up. Carnival Goku could potentially still take a bit of damage since it's the first attack he's taking of the turn. But this is one of those rotations where at full HP you probably would survive the AoE attack without having an item active. So with the item active, everybody just takes no damage at all. And then Vegeta and Trunks getting the additional should finish him off this turn. and then we're going to have Vegito Blue on rotation for the AGL Broly. That's the other reason why I want to finish him off this turn, right? Because I want to see Vegito Blue straight away against AGL Broly, and we'll see what happens in terms of how well he's taking these hits and stuff. If he gets taken out by a super attack, I will be very disappointed, although it is very possibly going to be the case. We've only super attacked in total, what, like 5 or 6 times in this entire run. Not had the best RNG, and obviously that is always going to be a problem with these kind of units. You know, if you get the best RNG, of course we didn't kill him, oh my god. Speaking of bad RNG, like, what? If he super attacks in slot 1 as well, we are actually literally just dead. And what do you have, 256k? Because ideally I want to get more stacks, so I would put him in slot 1, but I mean, I guess if we get AoE'd in slot 1, we're dead anyway, right? So I guess what does it matter? Might as well. Hopefully he gets at least 1 additional super here. Watch him just do 3 normal attacks from his passive, and then we just kill him with normal attacks. Oh, TEQ VEGITO Blue. Why are you like this? Alright, well, we're up to the AGL phase. So the gods, as long as the gods don't get supered, they will be fine. But I guess if they get a triple super off, they can actually live a super attack. But let's see. So we'll do this. There's a lot of AGL orbs there. Or do I want to just get the tech ones? I guess. No, let me do this. And then, yeah, there we go. Because the gods and the Super Saiyan 4s getting so much extra key from type orbs is obviously really, really good. But again, depending on your team build, especially if you have like a rainbow orb changer, rainbow orbs can really throw them off, especially if there's a lot of them on the field. Because 1 or 2 rainbow orbs are obviously really good for linking up other clusters of the same coloured orbs. But once you've got quite a few of them dotted around and the game only wants to take that one straight path up to the top, where you're getting like 3 rainbow orbs and 2 type orbs. Not great for units that get so much extra key from non-rainbow orbs, but managed to drop those AGLs. Both Carnival Goku and the gods getting 24 key supers is obviously very good here. And Vegeta and Trunks post super will obviously survive this. Is that 32k? 32k from a super attack that does over 1 million damage before incorporating defense, guard, etc. I mean, we all knew this from Tech Gohan, but that's what happens when you put like stacking on a unit that has guard. Very, very good, right? So the gods gonna cancel out an action here. Broly, because he super attacked early on in the turn, could still potentially launch a second super, so maybe it's the one that got cancelled out by the gods. That would be nice. Or maybe he's just not going to do another super this turn. That would be mucho beneficial. But yeah, the gods going off here. I can see, there's not a huge amount of difference between 79% and 90%, but having the extra dupe in the gods that I pulled from the Starry Night banner, they definitely looking good. I'm going to wait until we've got the last of like the rainbow tickets and stuff too, because obviously we get free summons on that banner still, before I coin a copy of the Super Saiyan 4s, and then I'll have both the anniversary LRs at 90%, because I imagine the next time they come back on a banner, I'm probably going to pull them multiple times before I pull the new unit. So yeah, see, look at this. Vegito Blue only up to 258k defense on this turn, where he has, what, 4 links active. Not great. Now, again, obviously, during this run, we didn't get the best RNG, but I feel like this is the biggest drawback of this unit, right? It's because, especially with the red zone, where it's 3 attempts per day, you don't want to have 1 attempt where you just get horrendous RNG and then potentially lose at the end because of Vegito Blue not having high enough defense. And then that's one of your attempts for the day, like, gone, right? So a little bit disappointing, but let's see if he can maybe bring it back by getting a couple of supers on this turn. And then we'll see. Because, I mean, if he tanks, like I say, if he tanks the normal attacks for double digits, whilst that is kind of like the bare minimum I would expect from, if we're going to consider a unit like a top tier unit for red zone content, I would obviously, that would, to me, that means when they have type advantage over that particular boss, they tank normal attacks for double digits, within reason. Because obviously there's things like the Metal Cooler Core raises his attack when he supers, so obviously his normal attacks for the rest of the turn do more damage. But even then, I wouldn't expect a type advantage unit to be taking more than like 20k maybe. So we'll see what Vegito Blue does here. We did get, what, one additional super. So yeah, he is tanking for double digits. And we didn't get supered. So I guess, you know, even with not great RNG, he's good for getting to the final phase at least to take double digit damage. But I feel like with how powerful Vegeta and Trunks' team is, I mean, at this point, you guys have seen me use the team for pretty much every event. And I just, for me, in terms of, like, if I was going to come into this stage, even with the Vegeta and Trunks team, like, if I was going to come in and I wanted to absolutely dominate the stage, or let's say I was doing a no-item run challenge for a video or something like that, I'm just not bringing Vegito Blue, right? So it looks like there's not a great way. If I do this, I'm not going to be able to get 6 orbs from Martian Vegeta. No, I can't even get 3 orbs from Martian Vegeta. Okay. I guess we'll do this. At least we can get 3. Which means he does get a little bit of extra defense. But I mean, to be fair, Broly's going to be dead by then anyway, right? 18 key super from Trunks and Vegeta, the potential for the additionals, and then Carnival Goku as well. I'd be very surprised if those attacks in slot 3 against Broly actually go off. Although saying that, they're going to get an additional super? Okay, there we go. I thought they were going to get the Vegito Blue RNG here as well. But I think Carnival Goku should be... Oh yeah, Carnival Goku's all good now. But yeah, I mean, this team, you can kind of see how the rest of the team around him in this run, even though the video was supposed to showcase him against Broly, like, the rest of the team around him just looks much more impressive. And as I already said, and as we saw multiple times during the run, he almost hurts the team build because of his links and everything, right? And his... I mean, you could run him as like a slot 3 floating unit, but even then, he's still going to just be at the mercy of the orbs that are available in that final slot for him to get off a super attack. So, all in all, I have to say I am a bit disappointed with Vegito Blue's EZA. I definitely prefer Rose, even though, again, there is some RNG involved, because if you don't get that finishing blow, then, you know, you're not going to be looking good against those final bosses. So, I am going to do a showcase. I might do that as the upload after this one, but I'm going to do a video of using Rose against the Metal Cooler Core, because he has type advantage against the final phase, but it's impossible for him to get a finishing blow, because there's only 2 phases and you can't kill the Metal Cooler army. So stay tuned for that one and we'll see how good he is. But Vegito Blue, overall, I would say, I don't think I'm going to do any more videos specifically highlighting him. So I think overall for his EZA, I would say that I am pretty disappointed. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.